Today I'm going to show you the secret to happiness and wealth and success and all of that in one short video. And I think this is really going to help you. I want you to get your pen and pad out and take some notes because today's lesson, I think, is going to save you decades of your life. It's going to be massive. Okay. So let me get into this. I don't want to take too much of your morning. I'm at the gym here. I gotta pound the weights here. But the secret to happiness. Some of you think it's like, being physically strong, or making millions of dollars, or having Lambos and big properties, and and meditating and all these different things, being physically, financially, spiritually strong. And that's all part of it. But there's something that I wish I had really taken to heart 30 years ago. And one of my mentors told me, Dan, happily achieve. And I didn't think of anything about this, happily achieve. This is from a mentor that by age 30 made $400 million. This is back in the 90s. It's a lot of money back then. Is a lot of money now, $400 million. And I didn't even listen to him. I just kind of blew it off. But I thought about it today. And I thought about like my career for the last 30 years and like some of the accomplishments that I have had and some of the struggles that I've had. And I know we've all had accomplishments and struggles. I remember in my mid-20s when I made my first $1 million, and I thought that was happiness. And this is coming from broke, where when I came to Utah from California, I had like less than $100. We were like, I was broke. But I thought when I made $1 million, okay, everything would be magically happy. And the weird thing is, I measured my happiness level when I made that $1 million. I bought my first house. I remember buying one of my first sports cars, a 1994 Toyota Supra twin turbo. It had like 300 horsepower, which back in 1994 was a lot. It was white, leather, smelled good. And I remember, sitting in this car and having $1 million almost in my bank account, and I had a property and I had a business and everything. And I wasn't like super overjoyed. Now, I wasn't massively depressed or anything, but emotionally I didn't feel much different than when I got off the bus here in Utah and I had less than $100 in my pocket, and I was eating Taco Bell or something like that, and just looking at all the strangers in the restaurant and in awe of like what undiscovered relationships that I would find in this Utah place moving from California. And what I realize is, at least for me, the secret to happiness was this anticipation, planning, like the future. Have you ever ordered something out of a catalog when you were like a little kid and been like so excited to get it? Or like ordered a car and you're specking it out, or like a house or an outfit or anything that you're customizing. And this applies to your life. That anticipation of it is actually more exciting than it. What I found in life is tragedy and great accomplishments aren't ever as shocking as we think. So like with death, at my age now, I've seen a lot of death. And I used to think it would be some horrible thing. And it's weird how when you actually face and see death of those that you love, it's not as like horrifically miserable as you think it would be. It's almost a strange self-discovery. Tough year for 22 for me as far as like learning to cope with death. I lost my mom, my dad, and my dog, Spud, my favorite dog. Crazy year. So it's been like a lot of, emotions. But then I realized this though, when my mentor taught me 30 years ago, happily achieve. You guys ever watched the Wizard of Oz? And they talk about this wizard, and he's going to make all your dreams come true in the Emerald City. And, Dorothy is skipping down the yellow brick road, right? And it's with the Tin Man and the lion, and then the flying monkeys try to get him, and the Wicked Witch and all that kind of stuff. You and I are skipping down this yellow brick road. And the crazy thing is, when we get to the wizard, we'll realize that the wizard is something that is a figment of our imagination. In The Wizard of Oz, when they get to the wizard, it's just this like old scared guy manipulating controls and smoke and mirrors that created something that, you know, the great anticipation of how wonderful it will be when we get there. I think that has a lot of symbolism with life and maybe some of our beliefs of like this wonderful wizard is going to save us one day, or we will achieve a certain thing physically, financially, spiritually, and we will have arrived and we will have eternal, total accomplishment and bliss and never have to worry about anything again. And maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But the one realization I did have is it's skipping down the yellow brick road. It's maybe I'm the Tin Man, maybe I'm the Lion, and maybe you're Dorothy, or vice versa. But I think it's really enjoying the process of skipping down the yellow brick road, smelling every flower, seeing every light. It's crazy. Do you guys know why Chinese people bow to each other? And it's because it's an old saying. This is like before like modern China, but my dad taught me that, 10,000 years ago or something, it was the deity in me is acknowledging the deity in you. So this is why, so inside we all have this energy, this deity energy, and no matter how much money we have or how much muscles we have or how much spiritually enlightened we think we are, our value is all the same. So I bow to you, my friends. The deity in me acknowledges the deity in you. And this week, as you go through your struggles and your victories, I want you to happily achieve and skip down the yellow brick road. All right, guys, time for me to go hit the weights so I don't get too puffy from all the wonderful snacks and treats of the holidays I've been eating. All right, guys, rock and roll.